Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Wednesday Wisdom on the Educational 80 Sports podcast. We're going to meet our Wednesday Wisdom guest. Hey, we just got back from the national conference, so I'm still getting my feedback under me, but we're going to meet our guest. But first, as always, we want to give out our shout outs. Remember, K-12 Sports Tech is a proud sponsor of Wednesday Wisdom, along with our other great sponsors. So let's hear those shout outs, then listen to our guest, and then go and visit all these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to thank K-12 Sports Tech for sponsoring Wednesday Wisdom. K-12 Sports Tech is a platform that helps athletic directors and vendors connect through education and hands-on consulting services. Athletic directors are also invited to join the K-12 Sports Tech AD think tank and help influence how companies shape their tech to better serve schools. To get started, just go to k12sportstech.com. That's it, k12sportstech.com. We'd also like to say thanks to Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo, see their score tables and their score boards in action. You probably heard me say that our Sideline Interactive indoor score table was a real game changer. Well, their video boards are too. So go to sidelineinteractive.com, schedule that live web demo today. We also want to say thanks to Home Campus. Now, I don't know what kind of platform you use with your state association, but Home Campus is a great platform for states. We used it here in Florida, but it's also available for individual athletic directors. And I'm telling you, it's a platform you're going to use every day, particularly their eligibility and student athlete clearance platform. Go to homecampus.com. Don't forget to mention the podcast. Homecampus.com to find out more. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. We also want to say thanks to our good friends at Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Their team is going to have you creating world-class content in seconds. And whether it's a social media post celebrating a big win or a newsletter showcasing everything your school does to your stakeholders, Home Campus, Gipper, like I said, I'm right back from Nationals. Gipper is going to have you creating that content to connect with your student athletes and their parents. Go to Gipper.com to get started. We also want to thank our friends at Snap Raise. If you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. Many times fundraisers will leave you wishing you had back those 3 or 4 weeks that you spent trying to raise funds. We used Snap Raise at our school, tremendous success. I'm telling you, it works. Our coaches loved it, our parents loved it, and you're going to love it too. Go to snapraise.com. You can check out their other great platforms. But like I said, if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. Go to snapraise.com. We want to thank our good friends at Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. When I became an athletic director, I made sure our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Our student athletes love the videos. Our coaches or our parents love the streaming, but there's so much more. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users. Turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to say thanks to Ohio University and their online master's in athletic administration. My assistant AD got his master's through the Ohio program, along with thousands of others, and it was a great experience. It's very affordable, just 20 months, totally online. And while you're earning your master's, you're also completing 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Go to ohio.edu/info/MAA. We'd like to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the different events, or to show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to Vital Signs Wall of Fame and take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. It's also a great way to share your school's unique history and brag a little bit about your proudest moments. The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing. Hometown's the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. And whether it's more support, more security, more customization, The Hometown team is here to help you make the best online ticketing solution. It's hometownticketing.com. We also want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. At my school, we use surveys for everything: kids, coaches, parents. And the information that would come back was typically over the top positive, and it'll be the same for you. But the surveys also allow you to connect with those squeaky wheel parents and address their concerns, hopefully before they turn into something big. But that positive data, that 98%, it's incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with a frustrated parent, or maybe your principal, or even your school board. The website is athleticsurveys.com. Schedule an interview with them today. athleticsurveys.com. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Educational AD Podcast. We got a lot going on today. Our guest, regular listeners, will recognize the name Sara Flanigan. Sara's a certified athletic administrator, and she's at Wauconda High School. That's in Wauconda, Illinois. Tremendous background. Go back and listen to Sara's presentations, both her full interview and on Wednesday Wisdom. Um, you're listening to this on Tuesday, and we're actually having a collision of worlds here. Sara is going to be presenting today's Tech Tuesday. It happens to be Tech Tuesday episode number 100. I think it's just perfect that Sara's doing it. We already did our Wednesday Wisdom lead in, and she's still going to visit us on Wednesday Wisdom, but we are very fortunate to have Sara with us. Sara, welcome to Tech Tuesday and Wednesday Wisdom.
Hey, Jake, thanks so much. Welcome, everybody. It's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to share things that we're doing here at Wauconda. We're a northwest suburb of the city of Chicago. It's wonderful weather here. But, we love what we do, and we love what we're able to bring to students in the educational experience. So thanks so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's only 77 here in my part of Florida, so probably
Yeah.
not quite that warm for you. For our listeners, we're recording this on December 19th. Many of you, including myself, were just back from just a truly great NADC in Austin, Texas. So hopefully you're in final exams, or maybe you've already let out and that you're getting ready for some much earned holiday break time. But Sara, you know the drill. What do you have for our listeners on this combined episode of Wednesday Wisdom? And I'm going to say it again, the 100th episode of Tech Tuesday.
Whew, it's quite the milestone. Thanks so much, Jake. Today, I just wanted to deliver a little bit of information about what we kind of reinvigorated and started here at Wauconda High School. I've mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. We really take great pride in the fact that not only do we elevate our athletic spaces, but we bring all of our extracurricular programming to that same level and exposure community-wide. No matter if it is our culinary arts club, our future business leaders, our future healthcare professionals, we really try to make sure that we celebrate all of those accomplishments. And I would feel terrible if I didn't mention something, but our fall musical, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, actually will be performing as a state show this year. So that is what we like to say is their state championship. So everything across the board, from our athletic teams to our performing arts to our technical skills, we elevate all of those programs. So that's what brings us to what we're here to talk about today. A lot of us out there have a SALT program to bring our student athlete leadership teams together and really build on what you want that culture to be. I went back in time. We get in lulls sometimes in our jobs, or we feel like we're going through the motions. And I don't know if it was this election cycle or what made me think to do this, but I went back in time to when I interviewed for my job in the first place. And, a lot of the questions you get if you're interviewing in the building that you've been at already is, what are we missing? What are we not doing that you're going to bring to the table that's new and different? And I went back in time and I thought about all the prep work I did for that and what I really wanted to bring to this job. and it was reinvigorating assault program, but in a way that was unique to Wauconda. So we are the Wauconda Bulldogs. We affectionately call ours the dog SLED, and SLED stands for student-led extracurricular department. So there's no confusion that no matter if you are a baller on the basketball team or if you are our best tuba player, you are invited and you have a space to use your voice at the dog SLED. Now, that being said, a lot of us are perfectionists, and we feel that we need to have a full curriculum for your full 9 or 10 months, however long you're going to meet with these students, before you even start. And that can be very overwhelming and almost a barrier for you to decide, I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to do this. It wasn't until I took an administrative academy class. It is number 3668. It was put on by our Illinois Principals Association, but two of our very veteran athletic directors in Illinois presented this, and it's about athletic departments in SEL. And they recently completely updated this admin academy. John Woods from Libertyville High School and Darren Howard from St. Charles East High School, also in Illinois. Wonderful veteran athletic directors put this presentation together and gave me that final nudge to just start the dog sled. So if you need an admin academy, I would highly recommend number 3668. It's wonderful. And they basically left me with the statement of, you don't need to have it all figured out. The kids will tell you what they need. And by golly, that is exactly what happened. So I went into our first meeting. I invited every student that is rostered in any of our programs. I had 10 students show up. And at first I was a little discouraged by that. And then I changed my mindset very quickly. I celebrated those 10 kids because they showed up early for school that day. And I'm like, that happened. That's something to celebrate. So don't get discouraged. Just keep going. And so I started that first day and I asked them one question. I said, you're all involved in our school. What are 3 barriers that are in the way of you achieving your ultimate goal, no matter what it is you are involved in? And I had them write them down privately, and then I kind of compiled their answers. And then the next month we talked about what those answers were in common. And for the students, it was interesting because they were most concerned about reactions from their peers. I asked the same question to our coaching staff just to get a comparison. And when I compiled their answers and they got to see that, then I showed them the students' answers and they saw how very different they were. All of a sudden, it changed a mindset for our coaches as well. So it was very impactful on just one meeting. And I walked in that one meeting. That was all I had. That was all I had. And those student answers led me to then our follow-up meeting the next month, which was, let's talk about peer interaction and how we can get there. And it's been the most rewarding experience because the students are showing up and we're slowly but surely getting traction. They are bringing their friends. They are realizing this is a place where we're going to get stuff done, and we're going to give them what they want, because it's very easy for us in the adult space to think that we know exactly what a student wants. We see their social media, we hear them talking in the hallway, but it's not until you really get them in a space where they feel like they can talk to you that they're going to give you what they want. And I thank John and Darren because they really pushed me to do this, and it's working. So our next meeting, we talked about peers. The follow-up after that, they want to talk about school spirit and what that looks like, from everything from a choir concert to a tennis match to showing up to watch our girls bowling team. So it's been really rewarding. I would encourage you all, just start. Ask the kids what's going on, and it will reinvigorate you to also continue to examine your programs and what you are giving to your student athletes. I can't say enough about it. I know I'm not giving you the user manual, but I'm telling you, I didn't want to do a wash, rinse, and repeat of a SALT program that already exists somewhere else. I wanted it to be unique to my students right now in real time. And I'm telling you, they are opening up like a floodgate. They are stopping by. They are telling me, hey, can we talk about what's going on in the bathrooms next time, so we can come up with a plan about how the students are going to take care of that. I mean, how awesome is that? They want to self-regulate and they want to talk about it. It's wonderful. It's been awesome.
Well, I'm going to correct you. I think you did give us the user manual just with that initial encouragement. Hey, you got to have that first meeting. And I love how you only came in with that one item. You wanted to, how can, yeah, what's concerning you? How can we help you? And then the same thing with your coaches. I mean, that's the user manual. And as you said, it's going to grow on its own organically, with those, you had 10 kids. I think I had about maybe 7 or 8 at my very first meeting. And you're right, the SALT team, we called ours a captain's council. And it wasn't just captains, it was student leaders. I love the way you really personalized it with SLED. That is so cool. Um, I'm going to keep you on here for at least one more question. As you got going, as you were gaining momentum, was there, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that when this moment occurred that you gave up and just put your feet up on your desk, but when did you feel, what was that moment, I guess, where you knew, hey, we're on the right track with this?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked this question because I might have forgotten to tell you this story. So one of our seniors who's just an amazing kid, football player, he actually during football season helped manage our first ever girls flag football team. And just a dynamic young man. And he openly said at our second meeting, he said, most of us kids know exactly what we want to do and exactly what our goals are. We need the adults around us to validate that it's okay to have that desire. And I, I was like, oh my gosh, put it on a t-shirt, put it on a poster in every staff lounge, put it. It was the most eye-opening comment from this young man. And I tell him all the time, like, thank you so much. You changed my life that day. And he really did because I mean, let's be honest, when we were young, we all had dreams. When I was 5, I used to tell my parents I was going to be the first woman president of the United States. That ship has sailed. There's no space in my world for politics. I'll just go there. But also, like, that's what I used to say. And my parents used to say to me, yes, you will. And I think I maybe have forgotten that. And with our kids here, you want to tell me that you are going to figure out a way to turn, I don't know, the cell phone into ice? Great. How can I help you? That's a terrible example. But how can I help you? How can I point you in the right direction? Yeah, let's talk about that because I bet we can do it. And whatever it is, validate, validate, validate. Let's keep the dreams alive. Let's help them and encourage them to keep trying. And it was just the best, best, best moment.
I love it. Oh, and again, I can see you, but I can also see myself in that situation and having a kid share something just so cool at that moment. Um, let's go ahead and let our listeners in on that user manual. If one of them was interested, and listeners, who wouldn't want to, even if you have a SALT program, who wouldn't want to step it up to that next level? If one of our listeners wants to reach out, pick your brain just a little bit more, or add you to their network, what's the best way they can get a hold of Sara Flanigan?
Oh, absolutely. You can email me at any time. You can find my email address on the Illinois High School Association website. You click on Wauconda High School, and I am listed there as Assistant Athletic Director, Student Activities Director as well. So that's the easiest way. Illinois High School Association is just ihsa.org. That's the easiest way to find my contact info. I'm happy to share anything. Like I said, just start. Have one question you want to ask them, and they will tell you what they need, and everything else will just fall into place. It's been awesome.
I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and share for our new listeners. Sara Flanigan is also the official mixtape producer for the Educational AD podcast. You can talk to her about those too. Okay.
Make yourself a don't quit playlist. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
life changing.
Sara, thanks as always for sharing with us. All the best on the holiday vacation coming up, and go after a great. I know you will go after and get a great 2025.
Thank you all. Thanks so much. Happy New Year to everyone. May the upcoming year bring you the courage and the strength to just give yourself some grace when things get tough and to celebrate the things that are awesome. So Happy New Year. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. I want to say thanks to our listeners too, and remind you that we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We appreciate you tuning in, and just another reminder, we do this just about every day. So come back for the next episode on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Before we go, let's give a shout out to all of our sponsors, K-12 Sports Tech, Sideline Interactive Indoor Score Tables and Video Boards, Home Campus. It's a platform you're going to use every single day. We want to thank Gipper. We want to say thanks to Snap Raise, Huddle, turn your school into a huddle school. The Ohio University Online Masters in Athletic Administration, Vital Signs, Wall of Fame, Hometown Ticketing, and Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on Tech Tuesday, on Wednesday Wisdom, our special new Thursday segment, and on our full interviews on the Educational AD Podcast. Thanks again.